ladies, and welcome back to my kitchen. I don't know if you guys noticed, it's now blue. Yeah, that's what I did the other day. Was home all alone, wasn't sure what to do. I painted the kitchen, dining room, and hallway in one day. Yes. So now I have a blue kitchen, and I kind of like it. It kind of reminds me of spring, and it's nice and bright and cheerful. Got rid of the tan. Now I'm just thinking of what the heck I'm going to paint my living room with. But hey, that's another day. What I'm doing today is I'm doing a little bit of food prep. As you know, on my days off, I love to cook a whole bunch of different food for the week. Put it in my fridge, put some in the freezer, and then I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the working week. When I come home at night, I'm exhausted. I have other responsibilities, walk the dogs, all that kind of stuff. And cooking just isn't one of the things. So lots of times when I come home, I'll have stuff like prepared in the fridge. I know what I'm having. I'll pop it into the oven or whatever, microwave if I have to. Take the dogs for a walk. And then by the time I get back, things are ready to eat. And that's what I like. So today I'm going to show you how to make a really, really easy, yummy chicken dish. Now, I'm going to just grab a bowl here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to mix up our topping for it. And it's pretty simple. We're going to use, you can use whatever kind of meat you want. I use chicken thighs. One, it's economical to buy. And also the chicken thighs and stuff, it just gives you that juicier meat in this dish. So I love that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take about 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. And that's going to go in there. That's our base. I buy my Parmesan cheese, yes, in massive jars like this, but I store it in the freezer. And it's good for a long, long time. If you go to use it, it's a little clumpy. Just give it a shake and break it up. It's super, super good that way. The next thing I'm going to add is about 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. Now, if you don't have nutritional yeast, just use a whole cup of the Parmesan. That's fine. Nutritional yeast has a lot of nutritional benefits with it. Plus, it also gives it a way more cheesy flavor. So I like that. So we're going to put in 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. And our next thing is, I'm just trying to find it here, is 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese. 2 tablespoons of parsley. I'm looking at my Parmesan cheese. So just dried parsley flakes, about 2 tablespoons. Now, everything in this, you can use fresh. The reason I use dried is because if I don't use it all, you can throw it in a freezer bag into your deep freeze. Now, I don't know what it would be like with fresh ingredients, so I don't use fresh because most of the time I have some left over. Okay, next thing I'm going to use is about 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. I love the smoky flavor and the taste of smoked paprika, so that's all we use now. It's funny how you get to a certain ingredient stuff and you just love it, so that's what you use. I'm going to use about maybe 2, I'm just going to put in my thing here. Oh, that's probably a little too much. About 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of oregano, approximately. There we go. And to jazz it up a little bit, we are going to, we're just going to add a touch of salt, not a whole bunch. I don't know if you guys are watching the sodium in your diets, but we are. So I just put a little tiny bit out just to bring out the flavors. Then I'm going to put a whole bunch of fresh ground pepper in there. I love the smell of fresh ground pepper. Okay, the next ingredient we are going to put in, and I never grabbed it, I thought I did. I am just going to look at, we're just going to put in a tad bit of cayenne pepper. I thought I had my other one in here, but oh well. Okay, so I'll just put a little bit of that in. Depending on how much you want, maybe 1/4 teaspoon. Just a little bit, just to give it a little tiny bit of a bite. Okay, and then we're going to grab a spoon here. You know, John says I mess up all the spoons in the kitchen, and he's probably right, but we're just going to mix all that up. And it actually makes quite a bit. Because I'm not cooking a whole lot of chicken tonight, or I always seem to have way more of this left than we need, so I just throw it into a freezer bag and use it the next time. That way, next time you go to use it, you don't have to mix it up. It's already mixed up. Okay, so we mix that up. What we're going to do, and I just have it in my microwave. Oh, we're trying to turn it on yet. I have about 1/4 of a cup of butter. Now, depending on how many chicken thighs you're cooking, you might need a little bit more than that. We've got our little baking dish here, and we have our oven. I'll just turn this on here. Again, I just had it shut off for a sec, but we're gonna heat that up to 375, and we're going to do our chicken thighs and put them in this little baking dish. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this seasoning and put it in a shallower dish. Again, I don't dump it all. Because for me, I'm not going to use it all, so why waste it? Because once your raw chicken touches it, it is going to have to be discarded. So then you just take your raw chicken thigh, and like I said, any piece of chicken will work good. So you're just going to dip it in the butter, the melted butter, and then you're going to put it over here and push it into your topping. Really, really pretty too. It's really, really pretty, and it's such an easy dish, especially if you have that made up. The other thing about doing your own little bit of topping is you know what's in there. You know the ingredients. There isn't anything in there you cannot pronounce, or anything that's been chemically made. It's all herbs and stuff like that. Okay, well, just going to push that in a little bit more. Look at that, isn't that just beautiful? So you put that in your little pan, and it doesn't matter if they touch or not. You want to use thawed pieces of chicken. Like I said, any chicken piece will do. Again, I leave the skin on. Oh, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this in here. We like, you know, and the skin crisps up really, really nice. There we go. And we can't be afraid of fat. Now, if our whole diet is all fat, yes, then that's an issue. But here, we're going to serve this with a nice little, maybe a Caesar salad or a nice garden salad, maybe some fresh green beans. There we go. And that's it, ladies. And that's it. And you throw it in there. You don't add any liquid or anything like that. You're going to find, actually, when you cook it, and I'm just going to set this aside here, and I'm just going to quickly wash my hands since I touched the raw chicken. Okay, and you're going to find that the fat that's in the skin and in the butter is going to come out. It's actually going to be quite juicy. So we're going to throw that into the oven, 375 for approximately 50 minutes. Of course, you're going to watch it depending on how much chicken and what kind of chicken you're doing. And I'm just going to bring this out and just show you, because I did put a couple pieces in here earlier, just so you can see my little baking dish here. And I've got some really, really nice, in fact, I'll pull one out to show you. Really, really nice, crispy chicken thighs. And honestly, once you try this recipe, you're going to cook it all the time because it's super, super easy. There you go. Isn't that just yummy, yummy, yummy? Yeah, and it's super easy. So the rest of this goes into a Ziploc bag, into the freezer, label it chicken topping, whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to pull this out. As I see, these are more than done. I'll just put the rest of our chicken on a timer so I don't forget. And then the next thing I'm going to show you really quick is how to make a really, really fun, yummy appetizer. Set this aside. Okay, and I'm going to grab ourselves out another little bowl here. And in that bowl, we are going to throw, maybe, since I'm not doing a whole bunch, I'm going to throw maybe a half a brick of cream cheese. And I've already been using this cream cheese today, maybe a little bit more than half. And so it's nice and soft. It's been sitting out here at room temperature while I've been using it for other things. So it's easy to work. You don't have to put it into a mix master or anything like that because it's quite soft. But if you do, you can always blend it up with something else. So I'm just going to stir it up just a tiny, tiny bit. There we go. Excellent. And into that mixture, I'm going to add a little bit of fresh chopped up mushrooms. I'm going to sprinkle a tiny bit of garlic powder. Now, if you want, by all means, you can definitely add some fresh garlic in there. I'm also going to put a little tiny bit of fresh parsley flakes. Tiny bit of the smoked paprika. And we're going to just mix that up a little bit more. You can also in here too, if you want, if you have that imitation crab meat, you can mix that in here. I'm just doing kind of a little mushroom stuffed pepper here. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some finely chopped up jalapeno pickled peppers. Now, if something happens and you want to use fresh jalapenos, you can. We live out in the country, and sometimes it's just a spur of the moment kind of thing that I want to make this. So I always just use the pickled jalapenos. It's on hand, and they're really, really good. They are very powerful though, so you just put in a little bit. And excuse me, I'm just going to run and grab a few of my chives off my chive plant in the window. I have a very big window in my dining room, and on the ledge I keep a chive plant. I dig it up out of the garden in the summertime and put it in there, and I have fresh chives all winter long. And yeah, it's really, really good. I don't have to buy the little green onions in the store or anything. I've already got that. Okay, so you just mix that up. Super easy to mix up. I might even add just a little bit more mushrooms. This is a pretty forgiving dip too. You can put, like I said, whatever you want in there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this over here, and I'm going to take some of my peppers that I have already washed, and I need a little knife. There we go. Okay, so I've washed up these little peppers, and you can do a couple different things. You can, if you want, slice them down the middle, like this, and you can just stuff the little beggars up like this, which is really, now this is awesome. Like if you're having a get-together, a barbecue or something like that in the summer time, and you want a really, really fun little appetizer, you can use that. Whenever. You can cut this off. There's very few seeds in here, so it's pretty easy to clean these little guys. I like them too because you get all different colors, so it looks really, really nice. I don't know, what's some of your favorite appetizers? I love things that you can make ahead, because when my company gets here, I want to spend time with them, not spend time in the kitchen. Now, don't get me wrong, there is times when I have company that we do spend time in the kitchen. Either we have to because it's last minute things that we're making, or sometimes I just love being in the kitchen with some girlfriends. And you know, you're having a glass of wine, you're mixing up some appetizers or making supper, and just that whole visiting and stuff it's just awesome. But there is times too that you just want to sit back, have everything prepped. I'm just going to stuff these little babies in here. That way you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. We do these stuffed peppers, John and I, lots of times in the summertime when we're barbecuing. You know, if you have a steak or something like that, and we cook them like right alongside. Like John has a pan for the barbecue. We just put a little bit of the tin foil down, and he'll cook these right in the barbecue too. I'm just going to cook mine in the oven today. One thing I like about these too is, like I said, I'm a food preppy kind of person, and anything I can make during the week that I don't have to cook after work, I'm totally fine. And even this, like this is some good healthy fats. It's got healthy cream cheese in here, stuff like that. So if you're having, whatever you're having for supper, or for lunch, sorry, at work, maybe you're having a sandwich or you're having a salad or whatever, I can eat these cold alongside it, and it just gives you that little extra yumminess to your lunch. Okay, I'm going to finish stuffing these after. I'm just going to show you what they look like. Like, isn't that cute? All different kinds of colors and stuff like that. Now, I'm just going to, Now this isn't hot anymore because I'd done it earlier and I just brought them out of the oven. So there you go. You got a stuffed jalapeno mushroom pepper. So yummy. And this is what the little cone ones look like. Now that has a little bit of bite to it. Super, super good. Anyways, what are you guys food prepping this week? I would love to hear. Drop it in the comments. Have a great day. Bye-bye.